It is your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. I know you will see my eyes kind of dart over this way. That's because that's where I can read the comments. So, welcome, welcome, welcome into the den. I am Mama Cougar, also known as Kitty Lane, and I welcome all of my kittens in. Um, we will not be here very long today. I promise you that. I have an excruciating headache, but I felt the need to be here because you all always make me feel so much better. Hi, sis. How are you? So happy to see you. The head is pounding. The head is throbbing. That's why the light is kind of low. I did all I could do. Um, we have quite a lot to show. So we'll start with, what are you sipping on? Yet another day of water. I know it only looks like a little bit, but I got the backup. So I am sipping on water. I will have Hawaiian punch a little later, as I've not had my medications or my breakfast yet. So that'll happen when we get off the live. Okay. So let's move on to what's going on. Sparkling ice. Sis, I've tried it. There is a drink out there. I think it's Harris Teeter's brand, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what their brand is, but it was a sparkling water that they had. And when I took the first sip of the first one, it was like, it was a flavored water. But the more you drank it, the more you became acclimated to it, and it was really, really good. Oh my goodness, it was so good. And when we first moved here, what had happened was my daughter used to order in bulk, and she ordered like cases and cases of this stuff. So when we moved into this apartment, she gave us like 5 cases of this water, and I'm a waste not want not type of gal. I just am. I can prove it to you. Y'all see these itty bitty balls? Now, most of us would throw these away. Not me. Not me. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. Nope. I can't. I, I can't let it go. Elsa's not speaking to me on that round. So I loaded up my refrigerators. When we first moved in, that was pretty much all we had in the refrigerator was that water. But like I said, after you become acclimated to it, which it only takes like maybe 2 drinks. And what it does is it redirects your palate so that all the sugars that you're accustomed to, because when I pop open a can and it looks like a soda can, the first thing I expect to hit my tongue is the sweetness. And it wasn't there. This was truly flavored water, and it was just a tad more than a hint of flavor. Sis, let me show you something. Look at that. That's itsy bitsy teeny weeny. See how little teeny weeny that little ball is? You see? Look at that. That's not spreading my hand out. That's right there. This is like huge capsule size. But yes, they are going into scrappy projects. And case in point, the squares that I make, that little piece right there would make, not to that one, pull another one out of here. I keep pulling the wrong ones, guys. But like the bursting petals, it would make those first two rounds. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it would definitely make the first two rounds to this. Because that's just single crochet and half double crochet in those first two rounds. So that's why I hold on to it. Plus, there's another project that I showed you recently where I'm making a chain ball. And I'm going to make that chain ball. I'm going to try to get it out to like here. And I'm going to make something with that. I'm going to use like probably my number 10 hook, which is an N, and make something out of that. So that's how I got back to, that's how I come back to the water. But now, how am I? Mood wise, I'm okay. Health wise, I'd have to knock it down to an 8 because of the headache. Um, Psychologically, perplexed, but it is what it is. Good news going on in my life. We're going to say this and we're going to keep it moving real fast. My daughter got married Sunday. Okay. Yay. Um, and then we're going to move on to our weekly whips and finished objects. Unfortunately, this week I only have two finished objects. I recreated this headband and I would show you the side I sewed together um, because someone asked for it. They lost theirs, so I recreated this. I wanted to go back and redo it because I did sew it together, and I didn't really want to. I wanted to work it in the round, but she wanted it just like the other one, um, specifically because of the fact that she wears it with a ponytail. I don't know, but the other thing that I finished, and I'm so proud of it, and this is how I ended up getting so many whips, because one of the Taco Tuesday challenges was 2 stitches. And what you had to do was work up half your project in one stitch and work up the other half using another stitch. So the entire project could only be 2 stitches. So this is what I came up with. We have a cat hat for my bear Manny. And all of this is the offset V stitch. And then on this side, we have the half double crochet. So the whole hat was made in 2 stitches only. Yes. So those are my two finished objects for this week. I had to go backwards because now we come to the whips. Whew. Okay. Let's go back and revisit this first. The reason this whip came out, and yes, it looks big and it looks finished, but it's not finished. Um, but the reason it came out is because one of the things that I did yesterday, I finished or I got my yarn cabinet straightened out. That whole corner over there is cleaned out. I do still have it. I do still have it. Um, this was the temperature blanket. Yes, it's big, y'all. And this temperature blanket, now we're going to go back the other way. And each row represents a different day. We have 12 panels starting here. We have this January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Whew, the arms hurt. August, trying to say, oh yeah, the green, the money green. September, and the money green is his actual birthday, right here, the 21st. October, November, and December. All of these temperatures were taken from Atlanta, Georgia, which is where he lived. Um, and of course, across the top, I'm putting his YouTube, yeah, his YouTube name, Corey on TV. So that is for my nephew. Whew. So that's the first big whip. Almost done. I have one more, yeah, I have one more row to add to the name and three more rows to add, four rows altogether. I have to add to the blanket. Just four rows. Just four. So why haven't you done it? Hold on, and I'm going to show you why. Okay. So that's Master Corey's. Now, the reason that wasn't finished is because I had the bright idea. Yeah, this is how long I've had this whip. I had the bright idea of wanting to do something for another celebrity that I'm becoming familiar with. And yes, my nephew is a celebrity. He's a news reporter. He's now reporting from New York. He was very popular in Atlanta, Georgia. When I worked at the hotel, usually when we got people in to stay, and I would ask, I realized they were from Georgia. I'd be like, "Hey, have you ever heard of Corey McGinnis?" And they're like, "Yeah, the news guy." I'm like, "That's my nephew." So this one, as you can see, we got the Dalen part done and the love, 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 which is what he says. We have the Stacy part done, which is his wife. And under Stacy is Taco. They have English Bulldogs and Tito, and that's their name. And then, of course, the princess of the family, baby Axel, and then the family's last name, Spratt. And then one of the shows that he's a part of, which is the Ghost Brothers. That's how I first became familiar with him. And at the top, it's going to be GYS. This is going to be GYS, which is Graveyard Shift, and GOR, Gore, which is Ghosted or Roasted. He is a prominent figure in the paranormal community. I guess you can see this is large as well. And this is their blanket. I pulled it out. How did I pull these out? Because they were over there on my yarn shelf. Hello, hey Lori, how are you? Okay, I understand. And hello, everyone. I'll be lurking, getting ready for. Okay, that's fine. And welcome MBB as well. Oh, and so I told you, you guys made me feel better. And my head is saying some things to me that it shouldn't be saying. So this right here is my passion when it comes to crocheting. This is what I love to do. I love to put names and events in things. One day I'm going to get smart enough and I'm going to post pictures. I was posting those pictures to you last night, sis. I forgot. I forgot. But pictures of other works that I've done where I've actually um, done like sports blankets and all that kind of stuff. I did one that had a Mickey Mouse in it. Yeah, those types of things. Okay, so those are the two largest whips. I also have one over there that I can't reach right now, guys. I really do, but it's the one where I was running three strands together. So I have that one on the list. Now, everything else around me, I think I can manage. I'll save that one. This, I'm actually rolling a die every day. Marsha, thank you. I'm actually rolling a 20 side die every day to see which project I'm going to work on for that day. For the past 3 or 4 days, it seems to be working. So what's been drawn today is I call it the 12 row, or did I call it, no, the 9 inch corner to corner squares. And we have blue and pink and ruby. This is going to be the next color. I'm frogging this and turning it into one of those squares or two of those squares. I think I can get two squares out of that. That's going to make two squares. I am also 3 days ago, I went to work on my carpenter's wheel. So I have many more than 5 squares now. I have 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 completed, one almost complete, and one in the works. So, and the reason I didn't complete the one that's almost completed is because I'm trying to stick to the working on what I'm working on that day. So that's 2 days. I have this on the list to be worked on, and this is, of course, the baby blanket, the baby doll blanket. I've not worked on it a lot since I restarted it, but I can tell you that this morning before I rolled the die, I did put 5 rows on. So we no longer have just the beginning. And this is going to be the baby doll blanket. So that's that. This month's 7 inch squares. I chose the cropped circle to work with first. This was the original. This one cannot go into the project because of the fact that I have something. I believe it's 29 Hanks coming that I won in a giveaway. And I want to hang all of the squares that I created and hang Hanks on them. So I'll be putting these up with the little stick things, the stick pins, and I'll be hanging the Hanks from the stick pins. So this being an original is going to go up on my wall. And that way I'll always have the pattern. I'll always have the swatch. I won't have to go back and be like, because I don't write these down. I just make them. So these are the ones that have been made. So it looks good and solid too. Yeah. And this one and this one. And I have two more that I've started. My goal is to make 10 of each of the squares that have been presented for this month. So it's got to come up on the wheel soon for me to get back to work. And well, that's where I'm headed with that one. Next, this is what I worked on day before yesterday. The carpenter's wheel was 3 days ago. This was 2 days ago. You remember this beautiful square. Are you going to put their names up with them? I have to. I have to because I won't remember otherwise. Or either I'll hang them in a way and make sure I chart where I hang them so that I'll know what's where. I can always go back to the paper. I was thinking about getting like a pegboard, not a pegboard, whiteboard that has the corking on the other side, and just put in the corking. And you know what? Well, just put what the descriptions in the corking, but somehow or another it is going to be written down so that I know which squares are what. Because last week I had a hard time remembering my mermaid tails. But this is the square that I made from the channel that I gave you all. And you see how big it's gotten, guys? And this was one day's work. I went from here, from the blue. I had done the blue. No, I went from the gray because my grandson wanted this and this, and my granddaughter wanted this. I forgot how it went, but anyway, this is all I got done. 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 15, 17 rounds. So I got quite a lot done the day that I worked on this one, and I'm happy with that. I don't know what color's going next. When I yanked the color, this came out, which is an off-white, which I don't think is bad at all. I think it breaks up those dark colors. And then I go back a little dark. I go with the medium gray. So I'm planning on making this a queen size blanket. So it's going to be really big. And how many of you remember this one? The tendril shawl. Guys, I have so little left to do on this. So little left to do. But it'll come up on the wheel. Yeah, it will come up in the die. Plus, I got we're not going to talk about what it is. It's a big ball of mess. That's what I say. And then I'm at the point now. I got the midway point. I'm at the point now. I'm going to start reversing the colors. So as of right now, it'll go from toe to hip. And this is going to be a gift for someone. Yep. This was the square I couldn't remember the name of. That's my mermaid tails. I know it looks like a regular square, but if you see the design in it, and being that they're going to be colorful, you'll be able to see them better. The tendril shawl was for someone, but the lady it was for is no longer working at Walmart, and I don't know where she is. So it's going to go into the gift bag. And guys, no, I haven't shown you everything. Okay. So I started these some time ago as well. This was yesterday's draw. This is what I pulled yesterday. But I started these some time ago. I called them the half double crochet squares because all of this in the middle is half double crochet. I love you, sis. And it's only 15 stitches across and 11 rows straight up and down, all half double crochet using the foundation row. And then I surround it with 2 rounds of double crochet, and my outside border is half double crochet. And I make these. This is 6 of these. And being that they're all bordered in light blue, I decided to keep that theme. They're going to be 42 of these squares. And what I made yesterday, we have the yellow and blue, we have the red and yellow, we have the black and yellow, we have the reverse black and yellow, we have the gray and green, yellow and green, blue and green, cream and green, and the green and green. And y'all, I put something together that I said I would not do. I could not bring myself to do it. But when you're mindlessly crocheting and not thinking about something, and you realize after you did it, I'm not going to answer you, but you realize after you did it that you actually did it. I said I would never put black and blue together. I put black and blue together, guys. And then I have 2 more started. I don't know what the borders of these are going to be, but 6 of them are going to be one color and the other 6 are going to be another color. The 12 here. That's what I wanted to do 8, I believe, yesterday, because I want to do more than a week's worth. So in doing that, and please forgive me for having the mint in my mouth. Having the headache when I get hungry, I know I'm supposed to eat, and having that mint in my mouth kind of takes that bite off. Okay, there's the other one. This one is what I wanted to work on today, but the die was not in my favor. This is my thermal half double crochet. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 completed. And we have 4 ready to be bordered. This is, of course, half double crochet, 25 stitches across, 25 rows up. It works out to be a square because of the thermal effect. Sorry, I'm back. Had to pick up a package at the door for my brother. And it's freezing outside. I know it is because it's cold here. Yeah. And I think Joan told me last night when we talked that it was 3. Well, she is 3, not 30 something, but 3. Y'all, I commend y'all for living in these cold temperature places. Y'all, I think that's all I have to show right now. Now I'm going to tell you how my squirrel brain works and why I end up with so many whips. When I made this and put it on Manny, I thought, wow. But Joan, that's 15 in the daytime. At nighttime, it gets colder. I thought about making clothes for Manny. And that's something I can do when I'm just sitting around here piddling, or when we have the Taco Tuesday challenges and I don't want to make whatever we're making into something big. Like one of the challenges, the other challenge this week is the making the taco. The shell is your foundation row or rows. The meat is your stitch choices or whatever your main stitch is. Your cheese is the texture. And your sauce, or your hot sauce, is the bowl stitches. So it's bless your heart. In me deciding to make Manny clothing, it's like, wow, and so many ideas pop up in my head. And then I want to take those little bitty balls of yarn and put them together and start making him outfits. I really, really do. And I think Manny might start going to the store with me when I go. No, no child can have Manny. This was given to me by my son. But I can take Manny with me. I don't know. I don't know. I might. I might. But at any rate, that is what I have to show you today. I really want to show you my yarn wall, but I'm going to have to pick another time to do that. It's too much involved for me to get up and go over there, even though I can see more than half of it from here. But what it is, I have the 9 section bookcases that you can get from Amazon. Um, but I have two of them atop each other, or one sitting on top of the other. And what I've done is my really huge balls, like the Value Pound Plus and the other ones that are like mega huge, are going in the top three. You can get 4 in each one. So I don't see me having more than 12 at a time. The next row is dedicated to the larger size skeins like Value 1 pound and the Premier um, yarn as well. And then I have my regular skeins, which back in the day were considered huge skeins, like the Red Heart Super Saver, um, the Mainstay, the what else do I have over there? I still have some um, hmm, Joann's Big Twists. I still have some Big Twists. And then in the boxes, I have 3 Folger boxes. Those are full of my cakes that I have made up. And then in the ones below that, no, they're not. Those are full of the little these the little balls that I got from Dollar Tree. Yeah, those that's what the 3 boxes have. And the 6 totes I have down below are my cakes that I made. This that the shelf that my phone is sitting on, I'm planning on putting my used skeins in here, and I will use from here. And then, of course, my 8 pocket bookcase is going to be holding all of my makes. Right now, my makes are going in this bag, and I call it the gift bag. So when I go out and I carry my bag with me, when I run into people that are deserving, everybody's deserving, but I mean, those people that go like above and beyond, they get to go in the gift bag and get something. So that is it for the whips and the FOs. What's going on? I kind of peppered in my plans as I was talking to you. Next month is coming up. I can show you this. One of the things that I'm planning on doing, or one of the squares that I'm planning on showcasing next month, is this one. Absolutely love this one. And this is another one that I'm planning on doing. Now, in the meantime, in between time, I may design another square. I do know that one of the squares is going to be a half double crochet, just like we did the single crochet for one of the squares. The next one is the half double crochet. And this is the third possibility. But like I said, I may make one. I am going to do the half double crochet because I always want you to have one that's really simple to fall back on. And that's future. Oh, something else I wanted to show you also. Every month, starting in October of last month, I keep up with my ball bands. I forgot to hold those aside so I could show you. I actually think I chucked them completely across the room. Yeah, I did. I threw them completely across the room. October stack was like that. November stack was like that. The December stack, I don't know what I did with it. I think I accidentally threw that stack away. But y'all, this is what we have so far in January. So if I ever need to, hello Hadisha, how are you, love? So when I think that I'm going to, or I'm not doing enough, or just not getting enough done based on what I can see in my face, then I go back and look at my ball bands and I realize that I actually have been very busy. And my goal every month is to do at least or complete at least 30 ball bands. I don't care what size they are. You know, even if I use all like big big twist value pounder plus, even if I use all of those, I want to go through at least 30 a month. What I find fascinating about this is when I purchased one of the packs that I got from Juan, it came with a lot of vintage yarn. So I have the popping yarn. I've got the Natura 100% DuPont acrylic. I've got the Radiance Sayel, the Natura. I never could see what was under this tag, and I looked for it elsewhere up here, and I don't see it. I'm assuming it's Windtuck. I'm assuming it's Windtuck. And then the whales. I had never heard of whales before. I'm sure you do, Hadija. And honestly, it's just a way to track yourself, just to see where you are, just to see what you're doing. I used to see people do it when I was growing up. I used to see other crocheters doing it, and I was wondering why. But I can tell you one thing that saves me, because I was asked last night, why do I have so many? I write down on the inside of these what project I worked on when I did this. So when someone comes to me and say, hey, can I, like a hat or something, hey, can I get another one of those hats? Then I can go back and look through my ball band. I can remember about the time that I made it, which is why I separate them by months. Remember about the time that I made it, go back and look through those ball bands and people on the inside and see what I made with it. And then maybe I can go back and duplicate that color or come really close to it. So that's why I keep up with these. So that, you know, not only can I keep progress of my work, but it'll give me a reference point to go back to. Um, just an idea for you all, just to keep it in mind. I do suggest that you keep up with your ball bands, especially those that have die lots, so that you'll know what the die lot is of the project that you're working on. Y'all, there are 3 people listed in the description box below that I want you guys to check out. Of course, you have the Naughty Autistic Granny. Let me see, I'm extremely slow, big project, slow work. I haven't done donations in about 8 months. So that's eased things a lot. But even in the big projects, and I mean, I was, you know, just kind of chuckling when I said, I'm sure you can do 30. But to keep up with them, and, you know, even if you have a blanket all one color, I would keep up with each band to track my progress. But I'd also keep up with it for the other reasons that I mentioned, you know, so that you'll know the dialogue, so that if it has a dialogue, or you can know what project it was. And if you have to go back and duplicate that project, you know, if someone sees a blanket that you did and they love it and they want one just like that, You jotting down what you did with that yarn will give you a reference point in color. It will also give you a reference point as to how many you used. So if you used 5 skeins to do one blanket and you wrote down in each one, John's blanket, John's blanket, John's blanket, and even the year, if you separate them by months like I do, or write down the month and year, then you can go back to that and know, even if you can't find the color again, at least you know how many you used. So when you go back and make your purchase, you'll already have that and it won't be a guessing game. But like I said, one of the people I want you to check out is Naughty Artistic Granny. I just find her so refreshing. Uh, it's 40 degrees here now. I think we're very close, Marcia. I'm doing a blanket right now, which is 5 cakes. I'm doing a cardigan, which is 6 skeins. There's a duster after that, which is about 8 skeins. And that will take me. Okay, but even in that, you've got, 19 skeins. That's close to 20. That's close to 20 skeins. You take, if you throw a washcloth in there, or maybe a hat or anything like that, just to break the monotony of what you're doing. That's why I do a lot of the smaller projects. It's to break up the big project things. I love working on the big projects, don't get me wrong. I think that's one of the reasons I decided to tackle squares this year is because I really don't like them. I love making them, don't get me wrong. Wonderful to see you. It's not that I don't like the squares. I love making them. I just don't like the process of putting them together. Once I start putting them together, I love it. But it's like it just takes too much mental effort. Crocheting is like breathing to me. Sewing, not so much. If I could attach all of it like the attach as you go with the granny square, I think that's how they would be done. But it's not always that easy. Kit Kat, you're 3 people now on my list. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The other 2 people actually are Miss Berniadine. I just find her relaxing. I've started looking at her in the mornings. I'm going back in her videos now, and it's just refreshing. I think having reached 62 and, having something to look forward to in her videos and watching her as she goes back and forth, shows you her whips and, she's working on her project. And when she has something really profound to say, she goes, and I just think it's so cute. It's so darling. And then, of course, the new one on the list is Ben with Pull Through 2. Ben specializes in Tunisian crochet, even though when he first started artwork, when he first started yarn work, he started knitting. And he wanted to do the crochet work that looked like knitting, and he got into Tunisian crochet. He's really good at it. He's really good at it, guys. He's really good at it. And I just enjoy watching his videos just to see the fascinating things that he's done. Having made a Tunisian blanket, which is the purple one over there. I think I kind of got the excitement of Tunisian out of my system. It is definitely something that I want to do again, just not right now. Just not right now. Not only because right now I have enough on my plate, but it too takes, once you get in the groove of it, it's not bad. but it takes a lot of uh, mental manipulation. Yes, it takes a lot of mental manipulation. Um, and BB, if you haven't left yet, please have a wonderful, successful appointment, whatever your appointment is. Um, Let me see. With Tunisian, you do need to concentrate, because when it comes back to pulling through those two, it's so easy to pull through one or pull through a bunch of them at a time. And when you get into the intricate stitches of like making a double crochet in Tunisian, or the other, what seems like advanced stitches for Tunisian, you really, really have to concentrate. The stitch that I fell in love with was the arrow, and it wasn't the whole stitch that I fell in love with. It was only half of it, which was the arrow's head, which is what that's made of. Instead of making the bottom part of the arrow, I decided to keep going with that, and it made it really, really, really. Let's see if y'all can see. Y'all see how it looks ribbed? And guys, this is so comfortable. This blanket, that's why it stays right there by the head of my bed. Because it's oh, those which direction help me. You right. You right. That's a lot. That's a lot. Thank you, sis. Thank you. Um, I'm not gonna say this is the first project that I made for me, but it was the first blanket that I made for me that I actually kept for me. I have other blankets that have become mine that weren't originally mine, but this one, when I started it, when I picked the colors and I elected to put them together, I think I went back to my Miami Dolphin days. Kind of, I couldn't find. I wanted a darker peach, and that would have been more like the Miami Dolphins colors. So that's that Miami teal. That's it. And to go with that, I call it the passionate peach. That would have been that. But I love this for what it is, because it's the first one I made for me. Know what was supposed to happen, just like I put Corey's name atop his. Kitty was supposed to be on the top of this one. Y'all, there was a blanket that I created once, and I got it like 90% done, and I frogged it. It was a blanket for me. I've made other blankets like this. As a matter of fact, I made 3 king-size blankets, like what I'm about to describe to you. You had your flat middle, and then the 3 that I made, they had granny squares in the middle. But mine was going to be all tapestry crochet. Um, it was gonna have my name in it, um, my day of birth, not date, because I wasn't gonna put the year. Um, oh my God, what else was gonna have? It was gonna have some cute little pictures in it. All of that was gonna be tapestry crochet. It was like lilac lettering and picturing, and the dark purple, like the eggplant background, and the surrounding part, the skirt part of it, was all variegated, and the corners were not sharp corners; they were contoured corners. I made the corners contoured, just like one of the king size blankets I made. It had an opening to slide the pillows into, so you didn't have to, fold your covers, fold them back atop the pillows. You just slid your pillows into that slot. And yeah, I got it 90% done. Yeah, guys, 90% done. And I frogged it. I was having a moment, and I frogged it. But yeah, the way my little squirrely brain works, I keep telling y'all that and I never finish. is I will have an idea while I'm working on something. And instead of losing that idea, excuse me, I start working it up like those little balls and clothes for Manny. When I had the idea last night, I came so close to putting these squares down and making Manny some clothes because the thought crossed my mind. And in order to keep this from happening, I'm going to have to learn to work things through. That's why I said I think I'm doing good with the rolling the die process, because that way, whatever I roll is what I have to work on for that day. Excuse me, I will roll two more times to have backup projects in case I get bored working on that project. Then I'll go to one of the others in the order that I roll. So, uh, that is it, guys. I was here much longer than I anticipated. I have got to go put something on my stomach. Hopefully, it'll ease the headache a little bit. If not a lot, at least a little bit. I'll take anything I can get right now. But you guys know that I love you. And what I want you to focus on is loving yourself. Loving yourself completely, wholly, okay? Because you can't give others the love that they deserve if you don't give yourself the love that you deserve. I hope I thank you. But in the meantime, in between time, until we see each other again on these YouTube streets, which will be Thursday. I always want to skip over Thursday because I almost said Saturday, which we're going to see you Saturday too. But I will see you Thursday right back here at noon Eastern Time. I love you guys. Now go have a spectacular day on purpose. Love you.